Good morning, good day, and good evening to all you esteemed boxing fans. I have, for some time now, been trying to ignore the nasty utterances by Carl Froch, the utterances that have, by and large, been directed at Anthony Joshua. I've decided that I will finally address them here and now at Boxing Theorem X5. Over the past few weeks and months, Carl Froch went into overdrive with his attacks on Anthony Joshua. While at the beginning his attacks seemed like fair comments coming from a boxing commentator, the comments have recently turned into attacks on the persona of AJ. And just to give you perspective into what I'm talking about, I will share with you a few clips of Carl Froch in full-blown attack mode. This is an online news clip from an interview of Carl Froch by The Sun, ahead of AJ and Joseph Parker's unification bout. The article is dated the 28th of March 2018. The article is titled, Carl Froch questions Anthony Joshua's stamina and mental toughness ahead of Joseph Parker fight. And it also has a subtitle, Joshua has not yet gone 12 rounds as a professional after knocking out each of his 20 opponents. And the article was put together by Martin Domain. Carl Froch has cast doubt over Anthony Joshua ahead of his unification clash with Joseph Parker, but still expects him to win. Joshua will attempt to add Parker's WBO World Heavyweight title to his own IBF and WBA belts in Cardiff on Saturday night. The Londoner has yet to go 12 rounds, having knocked out each of his previous 12 or rather 20 opponents, and Froch admits Parker could cause problems for the 2012 Olympic champion at the Principality. There are doubts over Joshua's longevity, stamina and ability to work in the championship rounds, 9 to 12, he told The Sun. And of course, we all know how the fight ended, right? Anthony Joshua won the 12th round by decision. Now back to Carl Froch's comment. Can you pass it as a fair comment? Well, far from it. If AJ's longest fight up to that point was an 11-round TKO win over Vladimir Klitschko, and that is true, there was a point in that fight when AJ was completely gassed out. So, a boxing commentator worth his salt, especially someone who is a former boxer and a champion, would have expected AJ to have learned something from his previous fight, which is his fight against Klitschko. And this time around, will be better prepared to go the full distance with Joseph Parker than he did against Klitschko. No, not Carl Froch. So what was Carl telling us here? Remember that Carl was friends with AJ at the time. Plus, Carl had also maintained close ties with Rob McCracken, who happened to be his former boxing coach, who was also at the time Anthony Joshua's trainer. So that makes Carl an insider, which means whatever Carl was trying to disguise as a comment, it was actually a concern that probably would have come out of Anthony Joshua's training team or camp. So in essence, he was giving the media an inside scoop. He was taking privileged information from the camp and sharing it with the media under the guise of sharing his boxing insights. Let's move along. The next clip gives insight into what caused Carl and AJ's friendship to go bust. This is an article I pulled from Talksports.com about a video done by IFL TV regarding Carl's rant when he learned that he, Carl Froch, did not crack the UK's all-time boxing top 10 pound-for-pound list. And the heading of the news clip is Carl Froch clarifies Anthony Joshua comments after receiving 4 deleted WhatsApp messages from heavyweight champion. Let's get into the essence of the article, and I will read. Carl Froch has revealed he received 4 deleted WhatsApp messages from heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua after making comments about him on an Instagram live stream. The 42-year-old former super middleweight world champion was responding to a recent top 10 UK pound-for-pound list of the last 30 years, in which AJ was ranked 10th while he missed out. Froch joined IFL TV's Kugan Cassius on Instagram Live and said, "Not putting me in the top 10 is bad news. And I don't know how you can have AJ in the top 10. I'm not giving AJ stick, but he got knocked out by a little fat kid from Mexico. I've never been knocked out in my life, amateur or professional. AJ got beat up by a fat Mexican who we don't even know how good the Mexican is because he has not done anything really. And they got him in the top 10. The Instagram live clip was then uploaded to the IFL TV YouTube channel with the headline, Anthony Joshua got beat up by a fat Mexican. So I think this is funny. Yeah, Anthony Joshua got beat up by a fat Mexican. How was I not in the top 10? Carl Froch goes on a rant. Let's continue reading. Speaking on his own Froch on Fighting podcast a couple of days later, Froch has now moved to clarify his comments. He said, "I was just having a conversation with someone actually off the record, and I've seen something on Instagram. I don't think it's made the press or gone any further. They have twisted what I said and said Anthony Joshua got beat by this fat kid from Mexico, which is out of order because Andy Ruiz is a decent fighter. He's a good fighter. He can punch. He's got quick hands. He's overweight, yes, but he can still fight." And now my question to you all. Is it true that Carl Froch's comments were indeed taken out of context? Yeah, right. Frankly, knowing what we know now, I don't believe so. He was in the process of backbiting Anthony Joshua, and he got exposed for doing so. In fact, he got exposed in the most humiliating fashion by having his comments in the video published in the public. That's quite humiliating for him. Most recently, it has been reported that Carl says AJ does not have a legacy and that he, Anthony Joshua, is not a future Hall of Famer. Now, esteemed boxing fans, let's break this down and take it one point at a time. Point number one, Carl Froch being left out of the UK's all-time top 10 pound-for-pound boxing list. Regardless of who may have drafted the list, do you agree that the list is proper as is, or as was at the time, with AJ at spot number 10 and Carl not featuring on the list at all? Well, I do think the list should stay as is. It was correct as it was. And this is the reason why I agree that Carl Froch does not belong in that list.
Carl Froch.
Oh, okay. Carl Froch. Carl, I'm going to remind you now, when you met me in the Polo Lounge of the Westbury Hotel and brought down your financial advisor, and we were trying to make the fight with Joe Calzaghe, the fight everybody wanted to see except for you. Because all you kept talking about, is he going to go up in weight? Is he going to go up? When's he going up in weight? Because you didn't want to fight him, Carl. And you know.
Yep, those were the words of Frank Warren, shooting straight from the hip as always. In my view, the Carl Froch vs. Joe Calzaghe fight is one that would have consolidated Carl Froch's legacy, win or lose. Yeah, let's move on. And this is what Joe Calzaghe had to say about Carl Froch, again, courtesy of IFL TV.
Carl Froch. I see that side.
Listen, it's just hearsay. At the end of the day, my record speaks for itself. Undefeated, 46-0. You know, beat the best in the world. What can I say, man? Like, there's a lot of people can say. Anybody can say anything. There's a lot of fighters that say could beat him. It's one of them things. Don't just talk the talk, but walk the walk, and have to go in the ring and do the business. You know, he's a good fighter. You know, I was a great fighter. Undefeated. What can I say? Lenny was world champion, mate. I'm happy what I've achieved. I'm happy what I've done, and the legacy lives on, mate.
Yeah, as much as I hate to admit it, but that is the truth, esteemed boxing fans. Carl was mortified at the thought of sharing a ring with Joe Calzaghe. And yes, today he boasts that he has never been knocked out, amateur or professional. But if there's one man who could have knocked him out, it's Joe Calzaghe. And Carl knows that very, very, very well. And let's move on to the second point, which is whether Anthony Joshua will be inducted in the Hall of Fame or not. Yeah, what comes next are fact files or snippets of facts that are picked up while trying to find anything that would support the argument that says Anthony Joshua will and should be inducted in the Hall of Fame.
He's trying.
This hugging isn't going to help.
No, but he's trying to fight for a change. I mean, you got to give him credit. He tried.
Either the heavyweight championship of the world just changed hands, or
Ramon Cerdan scores at 116, 111. All three scores to the winner by unanimous decision. From the United Kingdom, the new unified heavyweight champion of the world, Tyson Fury!
Fact number one, the Klitschko brothers had a stranglehold on the heavyweight division for a very long time, and I think it lasted for something like 10 years. So in fact, the Klitschko brothers were considered boring. Their fighting style was boring, and more so because they did not even want to make it exciting by fighting each other when they were holding all the belts between the two of them. So when Tyson Fury defeated the remaining Klitschko brother, in this case Vladimir, many boxing fans, me included, were ecstatic at the result and welcomed the dawn of the new heavyweight boxing era. But unfortunately, our excitement was short-lived because of Tyson Fury's mental health challenges that kept him away from boxing for almost 2 years thereabout. Fact number two, enter Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder. Though the truth is, Anthony Joshua is the one that brought excitement back into the heavyweight boxing. Yes, that's correct. Both of them, Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder, entered the heavyweight scene roughly at the same time. And yes, I credit both gentlemen for rejuvenating I credit them for rejuvenating the heavyweight division, which was practically non-existent at the time. In fact, it was dead. And the boxing fans had actually turned their attention, me included, away from the heavyweight division to lower, classes of boxing, because that's where the excitement was at the time. And yes, if you recall, both AJ and Wilder were knocking out and walked through everyone that crossed their path. Fact number three, AJ went on to win a major international boxing title, the IBF heavyweight belt to be more specific, in what was only his 16th professional fight, and had been boxing for a mere 9 years. Unfortunately, I'm not able to show you the highlights of AJ's showdown against Charles Martin because of restrictions placed on the video. It was a devastating ride which dropped Charles Martin twice and won the fight for Anthony Joshua. Fact number four, Anthony Joshua went on to defend his belts successfully a total of 7 times, and in the process he picked up more heavyweight championship belts. If you forgot who AJ defended the belts against, here is a reminder.
Brazil's trying to get some big punches of his own off, but he's been pushed back.
yeah, pinned up against the ropes here.
He makes, he's been punished for it every time he's tried to bring a lot of courage. He's trying to pot shot now and again. I just can't say Joshua with one of these pot shots. Lovely. Look at the upper body movements, good. The reflex again, I love the left hook.
Yes, they missed, but he's showing terrific resistance here. How long though till Joshua breaks his resistance? For Joshua from Brazil.
You have to break people down, maybe work the body first, slow as will come.
Well, he's certainly absorbing a lot of...
Coming forward.
He doesn't want to come a little bit more. Brazil continues to fire back.
Make him pay for them. Good shot. Got those knockouts against him. So against a real world-class opponent, we got on the glove. You know, he needs to. There you go.
Drop 7 then. Brazil starting to up the tempo of his. And that's what he gets in return. A 3-punch combination upstairs that rocks the head back. And then Joshua goes to work and puts him on the floor.
When you saw Brazil's head but not back with the punch, that's when you know he was really hurt. He did jobs almost over.
Can Joshua get the finish here in round 7? Everybody on their feet. Brazil fighting for his life now, but he's down again. And it's all over. Augusta's waved it off. He's got nothing left. Anthony Joshua does it again. Still world champion.
Those shots, all it takes is that for that left hook to fight. You know, Joshua needed someone frank comes to this fight with no cuts, no damage, which I doubt he will do. Then I believe he'll be set for that big fight.
Suddenly, nothing. And Joshua now wants to pounce.
Yeah, he put a little combination there, jab, hook, right hand. Might have his shell because the danger's there. Put the jab right into the body. A little bit more ambitious there from Molina. We need to see him in round 3. But the signs are very bad for Molina here.
Looking for the left hook, Joshua.
Counter punch Molina. He's not doing anything that indicates he's looking for that big counter.
Walked into a right hand there. Molina, as he maybe he feels safer at this range, but Joshua, like the press, going hunting, and he's going hunting now.
Right hand, Eric Molina, who is slumped in his own corner. The counter gets up at about 8. He's wobbly, he's dazed. There's so much time.
When we saw the effects out, Molina does not want to be in here now. The fight's over.
Stopped in the pin. His IBF heavyweight title in action. And just a smile down to you, David.
From Joshua. There's Klitschko going
to work. He's recovered, Nick. You know he's recovered.
Yeah.
Bounce back in the legs there.
As soon as that's back. Oh, he won't recover from that. That's a huge uppercut. My goodness me, I thought he was going to go and he didn't. Massive shot from Joshua. And now Klitschko goes. It was that first uppercut that did the damage. Klitschko down for the second time.
He can't
and all over the place. In a world of trouble. He's on his feet. Now he's getting a few more seconds here from the referee. But Joshua is on the brink of the biggest win of his career. A big right hand. Now can Klitschko rally again? Is there anything left? It doesn't look like it. Joshua's going for the finish. And that might just be that. A brutal 2-punch combination. Klitschko down for the second time in the round and looking in serious distress. Will they let this carry on?
They are. They're letting it go on.
Or are they? Well, again, he's been given a lot more time by the referee, but he's in trouble. There's still a long way to go in this round as well. Can Joshua put the exclamation point on his performance tonight and get the stoppage? Klitschko backing up. He's in big trouble. Pinned in the corner here. Can't get free. Joshua unloading, and that'll do it.
Oh!
Absolute relief on the face of Anthony Joshua.
And he's been in the pace of these rounds. He's worked a lot, he's done a lot of work, and this guy tackled. He's punching his arsenal, so don't be surprised if we see the end.
Good uppercut. Again, the big thick legs of Carlos. But he stays upright. Phil Edwards having a close look now. Because Takav's not going to win this. Anthony Joshua now retains his world heavyweight titles as a challenger. Short notice, but ultimately it came.
Work rate or effect. Joseph Parker stepping in, trying to work the body up close, but referee quick to light on his feet. Joshua still in control of the ring. There's the uppercut. Try Joseph Parker. Yeah, Parker's working. Oh, that's good work for Joshua. Last 3 minutes. Will he go for the knockout? He's got a handy lead, as you can see on my scorecard here. He doesn't need to take any chances. He discovered he was. He should change his tactics. Work on his way in instead of sitting back under the pressure of Anthony Joshua's long straight jab and right hand. Hasn't managed to get that rhythm. He has got punches through.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds, we go to...
He might do here. Lovely right hand. Best of the fight from Joshua. On a says walk towards, he's brave, he's good now. Joshua with a big left hand, and AJ rocks Wembley. Raymond sent out in this blue ribbon knockout, and after a very, very engaging, and now Deontay Wilder.
Take away the attention from the head of Povetkin. Finally, in this 7th round, he touches to the chest.
It's like the end of that Gervonta Davis-Leo Santa Cruz fight.
Because it's a dangerous punch to throw, especially if you're a big man. It's rare to see big men like Joshua throw more than one uppercut like that.
Maybe watch that fight. I've never seen an uppercut like that.
Because it leaves you susceptible.
Oh, another one, and Pulev is hurt. Pulev is rocked, he's on shaky legs, and down he goes.
That was 3 consecutive uppercuts that Pulev got hit with, and he is badly hurt.
He is wobbling around the ring, ordered back to the neutral corner.
15 seconds now for Joshua to finish.
3rd knockdown of the fight for Anthony Joshua. Right hand, and down goes Pulev, and that's it.
And there is your ferocious finish.
The count is on. And they get to 10, and Anthony Joshua has an emphatic knockout win. The champ is back and back in style.
Fact number 5. It is a known fact, well, no pun intended. It is a known fact that Anthony Joshua has been a great ambassador for the sport of boxing in and out of the ring. And outside the ring is a role model to many kids who aspire to be as great as he or any other boxer that exists now or any other boxer in the past. Now, my question is, are these achievements not enough for Anthony Joshua to be indicted into the Hall of Fame? What more should he do? What do you think, guys? Well, I for one think he has done his bit, and he deserves the honor and has earned himself a spot in the annals of the Hall of Fame. And before we conclude the video, I want to give you my thoughts on why Carl Froch has been giving Anthony Joshua so much flack over the past 2 years or so. This is a picture of a wayward lad from Watford who, against all odds, managed to turn his life around. At the ripe age of 18, he picked up boxing. And 4 years later, he picked up a silver medal in super heavyweight division at the 2011 World Championships in Baku. And a year later, he picked up a gold medal in the super heavyweight class at the 2012 London Olympics. And the following year, in 2013, Anthony Joshua was awarded a member of the Most Excellent Order of the British Empire after winning his gold medal at the Olympics the previous year. In December of 2018, Anthony Joshua was appointed an officer of the Order of the British Empire, OBE. Over his 11-year professional boxing career, AJ has amassed an incredible amount of wealth, estimated at $200 million. His biggest paydays being 1. His 2017 victory over Vladimir Klitschko, where it's reported that he earned about $17 million. 2. His loss to Andy Ruiz Jr. It's reported that he earned $25 million in that fight. 3. His rematch against Andy Ruiz in Jeddah in 2019. He reportedly earned about $60 million. 4. His loss to Alexander Usyk. In that fight, he made $20 million. 5. His rematch against Usyk. In that fight, it's reported that he earned a whopping $75 million. Plus, by and large, Anthony Joshua has a pleasant personality and is a likable guy. Remember, we are talking about the reasons why this man has earned his spot in the Hall of Fame, and 2, the reasons why he's been given so much flack by Carl Froch. Yes, Anthony Joshua, by and large, has a pleasant personality and is a likable guy and has been a hit with many fans all over the world. And now, contrast this with Carl Froch's achievements. Carl Froch won his first world title in his 24th professional bout, having been boxing for about 22 years. So, what took Carl Froch 22 years to achieve, AJ accomplished in 9 short years. 2. I have not seen any records of Carl Froch winning a silver or gold medals at World Amateur Championships or Olympics in his weight class. Number 3, we have it on record, accurate or not, that Carl Froch's net worth is sitting at about $20 million, which makes it 10 times less than AJ's earnings from boxing. Number 4, Carl Froch was awarded his MBE honors in 2015, a good 2 years after AJ, and a year or a few months after Carl Froch, had retired from the sport of boxing. And then, what is the cause of Carl Froch's hateful behavior towards Anthony Joshua? It's jealousy. Plain old simple jealousy. Carl Froch is jealous of Anthony Joshua's success. And that is utter childish, if you ask me. I think Carl has forgotten that while we are all involved in a race, the difference is that we are running different and individual races. So there's no point comparing yourself to the next person. And for the record, before anyone starts thinking that I'm beginning to hate on Carl Froch, no. On the contrary, Carl Froch is one of my all-time favorite boxers and most certainly has my respect because of his exploits in the boxing ring. But the man must stop his childish behavior. And he has been blessed beyond measure. So dude, be happy with what you have and who you are and stop comparing yourself to AJ. Take a chill pill, man. Signing out, and your fellow esteemed boxing fan, Gilmore. Hasta la vista, baby. Until next time. Ciao.